everyone, welcome back to Fanboy TV South by Southwest Live. You just can't get enough of me on camera today, can you? I've been up here like nonstop since Frank Oz was here. So.
Gosh, Kevin.
I'm Gavin Stone, one of your hosts, joined by one of my other co-hosts on
Jeffrey Lord. Hey, everyone.
Everyone knows Jeffrey because
Yes.
he doesn't like to be licked. He gets chased, things like that.
I throw boots, live streams.
Yeah,
and
it's
everything.
not a show if Jeffrey's not throwing shoes, which he hasn't done today. So be happy because
It's been good. It's been
chonkless
good.
everywhere.
Yeah.
We're joined by another amazing film director. Introduce yourself to everybody.
Hi, I'm Jennifer Kroot, and I directed the feature-length documentary, The Untold Tales of Armistad Maupin.
Oh, I love you
So
so much
I'm
for
going to
this.
be 100% honest. I didn't know who he was before I watched the film. He kind of did already. And so I was like, I watched this film and I was like, this dude is a riot. Like, how much fun was it to just follow him around and hear him tell his stories?
Oh, yeah. He's an amazing storyteller. I mean, very traditional Southern storyteller. A little outrageous, but also very charming and tasteful.
Well, I think to be this guy, you have to be a little outrageous. I mean, I think it's safe to say he kind of promoted the gay culture from, what's the 70s on?
Yes.
Oh, my
yes.
gosh.
Once
He's
it came
such
out.
a huge
when it wasn't a normal
influence.
thing.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it must have been interesting watching as it evolved from when he started to now. It must have been breathtaking.
Yeah.
I mean, just to see the history in him.
Yeah, definitely. He has encompassed a lot of interesting American history. He grew up in North Carolina, and his family was very conservative. His father was basically a segregationist.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so
And
when
he even went to Vietnam as well.
he did, yeah, he went to Vietnam and was honored because he went back and built houses for veterans in Vietnam, and so Richard Nixon actually invited him to the White House with the group of people that did that.
Oh, that's
and his first writing
that's
job
breathtaking to just hear that, like, wow.
yeah, his first writing job was for Jesse Helms, who later became a very conservative, very homophobic senator. And so Jesse Helms was a family friend of his, and he gave him a writing job early on.
Wow,
Thought he was the hope of
phenomenal.
the future.
It's
then
funny
evolved.
when you bring up the Nixon thing, because that was a big. I laughed at that part because he has a picture of him shaking hands with Nixon. He said everyone that comes to his house will be like walking away. Does he still have that picture in his house? Did you notice it anywhere?
He has it in a box.
Oh, it's in a box now in the closet somewhere. He's like, nope.
Yeah, that's not him anymore. He's let go of that part of himself.
And he was
That
just
former life.
so happy and everything. What was the drive behind you to say, I want to do this movie about this guy?
Yeah, well, a few things. So I was always a fan too, or since I started reading the books. Well, I grew up in the San Francisco Bay Area, and so I remember when I was a kid and my parents and their friends enjoyed reading Tales of the City when it was actually in the San Francisco Chronicle. It started in 1976. So I remember the excitement around that, and I was too young to kind of understand it. But then later when the miniseries came out in around 93, then I started reading the books. And it really reminded me of my own life in San Francisco and, gay friends and straight friends living together in a really normalized way, just a fun, time of youth and
Just
different types of friends. And, it's very inclusive.
It's very interesting seeing how the gay culture was back, in the 60s, 70s, and especially in the 80s, especially when the whole AIDS epidemic happened, and going through the 90s. And now, we're in the millennium to where it's to the point where it's completely normalized. It's all right for the people to be gay and out and who they are, and people are all right with that. Of course, there's still the other side who's not, but
Right.
we're it's just nice to be it's nice to be who I am, basically, is what I'm saying.
Right.
And Gavin and everyone else. It's just, I love it, and he really was a huge part to that, and especially the 70s and 80s.
Definitely,
it was just amazing,
He
just
was
phenomenal.
open about his sexuality before a lot of, people were comfortable doing that. So it became really part of his writing.
I'm 28 years old, and it just took me 25 years old when I officially just said, screw it, I'm just going to go ahead and go out.
Yeah, that's great.
And I love hearing I love that you guys were able to get to meet him and hear all his stories, because, he reminds me of my great-grandmother who passed away, unfortunately. He was 99 years old. She had the most outrageous stories, and just hearing him, it's just like, he reminds me so much of her. Just
He's such a
how he
storyteller.
is. I just love it.
One of the things I found really interesting in the film is you were exploring the whole PBS backlash and the way they're all family values. The sad part is we haven't gotten past that yet. It really relates to everything happening today. I was like, have we not learned anything in like 18 years or so? Like, come on, people.
Longer.
We're not Neanderthals.
Yeah.
We
Exactly.
know more about ourselves these days. And so, I mean, that killed me at that part where that guy was all, he had the puffy cheeks and like the long nose. Family values shouldn't be paying for men on men kissing. And then they did the whole sizzle reel of everything bad from the miniseries. It's like, really? You kind of don't have the whole point here. But it's amazing the lengths people will go. Did you come across any opposition when you were making this movie?
Opposition, you mean?
Like people saying, maybe you really shouldn't be doing this.
Well, I'm from San Francisco, so not
so there it's
so
just
much.
like, I don't care, I'm walking through there.
Yeah, no,
hey.
And I guess they call that the bubble, although I think everything else is the bubble. But I didn't find opposition in the world really that I live in, but I certainly know since the election that it's out there, and I feel like we've taken steps forward, and now in a way we're taking steps back, and I'm just looking forward to getting forward, and hopefully
it's always a triumph. I always see it that we're climbing a mountain, we slip and we fall down a little bit, we're going to get to the top of that mountain. We're going to
and then someone's going to come and just knock that mountain down, because that's what always happens. People don't like change.
Right, that's true.
I think he was a big figure in helping people open up and accept change. And I loved his stories. Like, he was talking about Rock Hudson, and he's talking about this picture of Nixon on his wall, people just walking out. My favorite story was when he went to the gay bar for the first time. He walked in, and they have all these 70s gay guys together. They weren't really good looking in the 70s. It's all like mop heads and like ugly clothes. He's like, yeah, this really isn't for me. I'm walking out. The footage you found for that was hilarious. Like,
Well, we have a lot of archival footage illustrating a lot of this film, which is really fun to see. And if you're a fan of San Francisco, or if you've never been and you want to learn about San Francisco,
I'm actually planning my best friend and I are planning that's our next trip. We just went to New Orleans, and now we're going to go there.
Oh, good.
And it's like, I cannot wait. Oh, yes, most definitely.
But we have footage, from San Francisco from the 70s until now, and showing, just the beauty of it, and the, sort of the unique types of people there, and the...
What was his, so you got to meet him, what was his husband like?
His husband, Chris, is very, very nice. He's, just a soft-spoken, really sweet guy. They just have a really, sincere...
Very good atmosphere about them, too.
Yeah.
That's so great. It's very genuine to hear that about
happy
that.
dog, and, the whole thing.
So after meeting him, there was a little bit of controversy in the film relating to Rock Hudson. Do you agree with what he did of outing Rock Hudson before anybody else did? Like, you did a great job of both sides of the story on that one. Do you agree with him on that after you've met him?
I do. I absolutely do. I think, especially people always say especially at that time, and Armistad would even go beyond that and say celebrities really should be out. But Rock Hudson was dying of AIDS, and it was around 85, I believe. And at that time, people really needed to know that's because he's a gay man, and that he got it, from having gay sex, as they say, and that is something that people should be comfortable with, and, let's not pretend that there aren't people getting this disease, when the president of the country, Ronald Reagan, wouldn't say it until after Rock Hudson had died. So
that must have been a very powerful and moving piece for you to put together and such like that, hearing both sides and everything. So
I felt like it was really important, and that is really controversial, still outing, and I think less so in the context of Rock Hudson, just because, again, he had AIDS, and it was important to start talking about that disease affecting people and be able to communicate about it.
He had a really good point behind it. It's like, there's no reason to hide. Especially so people know gay is okay. You're an icon. I think Ian McKellen put it that way, the best. Like,
well, he said, why do you need to lie for other people?
because it's not your job to lie.
And Ian McKellen, of course, also chose to come out because he was really influenced by Armistad, and his just interest in people being out, and for all the good reasons, and and of course he's had an incredible career since then.
Gandalf, I would have geeked out sitting across from him, like, what?
Gandalf says it's okay to be out.
So where can people find out more about this? For you were so lucky. Like, I was afraid to get Frank Oz to do a Yoda voice. You're like, you're gonna do Gandalf for me. Like, all right, where can people find out more information about this online?
Because yes, people need to know about this, especially the gay community. The people that do not know about this. This is such a powerful film that it will move you. It will definitely, it would help you out. And just to know the history and everything, it's just
we got it easy.
I almost want to like break into tears right now. It's so moving. Seriously.
All right, online. Where can they find you?
Yes. So our website is armistadfilm.com. And we also have a great Facebook page. So if you look up the Untold Tales of Armistad Maupin on Facebook, and we have all Instagram and Twitter too. That you can find that through our website. Yeah.
Well, thank you for being part of our show and inspiring us and just getting into this world of this crazy character, man. He's fun.
Yeah, very fun.
Fun character.
So we'll be back with more Fanboy TV South by Southwest 2017 right after this.
See you guys.